wasn't until the husband saw his ex-wife at the banquet serving as the chief translator that he realized she had never been a good-for-nothing housewife. She was, in fact, a top translator at the foreign liaison agency. The woman had been a genius linguist, fluent in 8 languages. She became a highly praised translator at the foreign liaison agency. For the sake of love, she resolutely gave up her career. She devoted herself to her family and became a full-time housewife. Her son also inherited her extraordinary linguistic talent. At a young age he was already proficient in multiple languages. When she, holding a cake and full of joy, was preparing to celebrate her son's birthday, she unexpectedly found her husband's first love standing beside their son. The son looked down on her for only being able to do laundry and cook. He said she wasn't as pretty or capable as his father's first love. In front of her, he even said he wanted a new mother. She learned that her husband went abroad every year specifically to accompany his first love. That morning he left early and lied to her that he had official business. In truth, he went to pick up his first love and bring her home. At that moment, the woman completely gave up on both her husband and son. She went back home and told her husband she wanted a divorce. The husband thought she was just throwing a tantrum. He claimed he only treated his first love like a sister. At that moment, the first love deliberately brought over the documents the man had left at her house. The son ran over, clingingly fawning over the first love. To highlight the gap between the woman and them, he deliberately said in English that the first love was more beautiful and capable than his mother. He hoped the first love would become his mother. That way his classmates would envy him for having a translator as a mother. Little did he know that his mother was a top translator fluent in 8 languages. Although the woman was very hurt, she didn't want to make a fuss. At this time the husband, using the excuse that it was too dark outside, wanted to take the first love home. On the way he specially bought the first love a beautiful silk scarf. Before leaving, the boss gave her a hair clip as a gift. After returning, the husband handed the hair clip to the woman, saying it was a gift bought especially for her and that her sulking should stop. Unbeknownst to him, the woman happened to see the scene when the boss gave the hair clip. She didn't expect her husband would use a promotional gift to placate her, so she handed the divorce papers she'd prepared to her husband. She lied that it was a document the bodyguard needed him to sign. The man signed his name without looking closely. Then the woman took the divorce agreement to her father-in-law, who was a commander. Although the woman didn't come from a prestigious family background, her father-in-law thought she was a good daughter-in-law. He couldn't help but try to persuade her to stay. But the woman felt there was nothing left in the family worth holding on to. While packing her things, she discovered that her son had won an award for an essay. The school had invited the parents to attend his award ceremony. Thinking it would be hard to see him again after the divorce, she went to her son's school. Hearing her son's gratitude toward his mother in his essay, she immediately thought her years of sacrifice had finally not been in vain. She proudly told the parent next to her that that was her son. When the teacher called the parents up to present the award to their son, she stood up instinctively, but she didn't expect that it would be her husband and his first love who went up to the stage. She never expected that the first love would stand beside their son in the role of his mother. She turned and left without hesitation. Her husband tried to pull her back to explain, but the son scolded his mother, saying she shouldn't have come to the school. He looked down on her as an uneducated housewife. He declared that his father was a general. Only an external affairs officer like the first love, both pretty and competent, deserved to be his mom. And then he moved to usher the woman away.